Hey, welcome back to my channel. I make commentary on trending topics and celebrity gossip. Please hit the subscribe button. It would really help me out. I'm really trying to get to 1,000. Before we start today, I just want to give a trigger warning because, as you know, a lot of the stuff that's going around about the Diddy trial is very disturbing. And I know it's been really triggering for myself and for a lot of other people. So if this video is just going to be too much for you or it's going to put you in a bad mood, I'm not offended. Watch something else. But let's get into it. So I just want to say how disgusted I am at the amount of people who are defending Diddy. And I understand that he's not on trial for domestic violence, as he should be on trial for domestic violence. And I understand that some of the things that Cassie talked about, she said in her messages she wanted, etc. We're going to get into it. But it doesn't negate the fact that Diddy is and was a grown-ass man. And this was a child. She was a teenager when she met this man. She was dating somebody else, also an older man. She left that man, got with Diddy. Diddy had a lot of money. Diddy has a lot of money, right? A lot of power, especially in the 2000s, in the early 2000s. He had a lot of power and influence. And don't tell me at 19 years old, you weren't going to go and run off with the hip hop mogul who promised you a career, a future. This girl has never probably even paid her own bills before. And when you're in a relationship with someone and you love somebody, you're going to outdo the next bitch to keep your spot, especially with a guy like that. Like this girl, Cassie had said she had never even given oral before she met Diddy. So then to be from one extreme to the very next is just crazy. Like he obviously groomed her. She admitted to being on drugs, and there was a lot of stuff that came up in the trial. And she had said, and so did one of the escorts he hired, that she's the one who was like asking for freak off sometimes, and she's the one who's asking the ex-workers to urinate in her mouth and all this stuff. But what really makes me mad is the fact that, like, okay, yes, I'm sure she said that. I'm sure maybe even sometimes she wanted it. But this was a child who became a literal drug addict. I'm sure she wasn't doing cocaine and popping pills and Molly and all this other stuff if she wasn't even giving oral before this man. So he has her strung up on drugs. She admitted to having a horrible opioid addiction after this because she needed severe painkillers just to get through the recovery process of these freak offs. So if you have a girl who's in her early 20s, she's very easily manipulated, you can just look at Cassie and she just looks like one of those girls who is like me when I was that age, who is shy, who is very timid, who is very easily manipulated, especially by a grown, rich celebrity man. And this is her career too, right? So I couldn't even think of more than one girl who would say no in her situation, let alone a girl who's timid and shy and wants this as her career. I don't know a girl on Instagram who would tell Diddy no when they're my age, let alone when they're her age. And so all these people are like, oh, should just said no. Like I saw this one post and it was like, you bitches aren't even telling your nail tech you didn't like their work, let alone telling him no. And let's not forget, in these testimonies, in these text messages, he was beating this girl. He was beating her black and blue. So you cannot tell me, oh, why didn't you just say no? Why didn't you just say no? He waited for a whole year into the relationship before he's like, oh, I just like voyeurism, which I just like to watch somebody be with my girl. And she said that her heart sank and it made her feel sick, but she did it anyways because that was her man and she loved him and she wanted to be with him. And I know so many girls, myself included, who have done things and stayed through things that they wouldn't have if they weren't in love. The amount of crap a regular girl gets put through by a regular guy just because they're trying to keep their man or trying to one up on the side chick or whatever, let alone this situation, like, please be for real. It just breaks my heart that people are attacking her and be like, oh, should have just said no, should have just said no. Like, let's not forget, he got her hooked on drugs. She's probably never paid a bill on her own or really been on her own in her life. She doesn't know how to do normal adult things. And now you have this billionaire taking care of her, getting her hooked on drugs, introducing her to this whole actual life that she's never been a part of before. And now everyone's mad at her for becoming an addict. Like, are you kidding me? He introduced her to this. He basically made her become this, and now it's her fault? Be for real. This is a grown man who manipulated this young girl so he could get his sick desires off and then sold her the dream like, oh, I'm going to call you Cece. Cassie comes. Do you know what he said to her? What does your grandfather call you? She said, Pop Pop. He said, okay, call me that. Are you fucking kidding me? You twisted. Like, I just cannot at people defending him. The only thing that I can defend is the fact that he is on trial for it's a RICO case, right? And like sex trafficking and stuff. And that confused me at first. But when you look at the law, you cannot be paying escorts to cross borders to do your filthy, nasty, actual work. And now you have Cassie who she tells you, no, I don't want to do it. Not only do you go cheat on her, humiliate her, threaten to release the freak off tapes to her family members, you beat the crap out of the girl too. How is she supposed to just say no and walk away and whatever? And there's such thing called Stockholm syndrome. When you are with abuser so long, you think that that's what love is. So like, it really hurts my heart for women, the amount of people who are defending Diddy. And like, I don't think he should be put to jail for the rest of his life, maybe, for the domestic actions that he did. But it's hard to say because obviously the case is not a domestic abuse case. It should be a fucking domestic abuse case, and good for Cassie for at least getting that 20 million because and also that's another thing. People are like, oh, I would have let him do that stuff to me for 10 million. It's like, well, you're just as twisted as he is then, because you can't tell me. This girl is saying that she is having to like literally get UTIs and do this while having a UTI. She has sores in her mouth. She has fucking herpes allegedly from all this. And you're telling me, oh, she wanted it. She wanted it. She wanted it. I don't care how much of a freak you are and how much you enjoy sex or whatever. Nobody can handle that. That is so extremely painful. Like, they even said they had to redecorate hotels because there was blood, urine, poop everywhere. Like, you're telling me she enjoyed that? Get the F out of here. This girl was brainwashed. She was on drugs, and there's many times he beat her ass because she allegedly stole drugs from him. That's how strung out she was. So yeah, how many girls do you see on the streets that are strung out on drugs be willing to do whatever it takes just to get another hit? Like, let's be for real. This man turned her out, traumatized her. 20 million. What's 20 million for all the trauma he put this girl through? Like, for real, what is 20 million for the trauma he put her through? For the rest of her life, she will never be the same. She will carry this trauma with her forever. You don't just forget stuff like that. I just had to rant about it because I'm pissed off. Sorry it's all over the place. I'm going to be coming out with some more videos. For like the best breakdown ever, go check out Armand Wiggins. He like breaks things down so well. He gives great commentary. He's very fair. Like, maybe Diddy shouldn't be going to jail for the rest of his life because a lot of stuff with a lot of people was consensual. But a lot of stuff he was doing was disturbing. You can't be beating people up, locking them in hotel rooms. Like, what? You're lucky she just took 20 million from you, sir. You're lucky. And then parading Carisha. Let me not even talk about Carisha because I'm literally in the process of making a video about Carisha right now. But yeah, like, as much as Cassie wasn't as innocent as we all thought she was, she wasn't. Like, she was cheating on Diddy. She was doing her own thing. She, I'm sure, at one point enjoyed aspects of this freak off crap. And also, even when you're with an abuser and in a shitty relationship, and people are like, oh, look at her, she looks so happy in these photos, in this video. It's like, yeah, that's what you hold on to when you're with a shitty person and an abuser. Those good times. You live for those moments that are good. So stop. Like, use your brains. And also, the free Diddy people were fucking paid homeless people. So again, stop. Anyone who's defending him in my... Sorry, my mic cut out. Let me calm down. But at the same time, if you're defending Diddy, like, you're disgusting. I agree, maybe he doesn't deserve life in prison, but if he did actually do something to his baby mom's Kim Porter and, like, unalived her or something, then he does, but he's not on trial for that. Either way, all the evidence of the amount of times he beat Cassie's ass, every time she said no to a freak off, he was beating her up. Anytime she even looked wrong at him, he's beating her up. Like, when you're scared that someone's going to off you if you leave them, it's kind of hard for people to be like, well, should have just said no, should just leave him. It's like, he beats her ass every time she says no, disagrees with him, wears the wrong outfit, says the wrong thing, looks the wrong way. She tries to date somebody else. He tries to kill or off the person. So, like, really, what are you really saying? Either way, just tell me what you think. I'm going to play some clips that I thought were relevant at the end of this video, and I'm going to be coming back with more coverage on this whole mess. Please subscribe.
She probably doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. No, you laugh, but I'm talking about the practical things of life, you know? Doesn't know how to apply for a mortgage. She's probably always been on his insurance. You know, so she needs an insurance card, a Cigna or something to get all checked out. You guys are laughing.
Okay, he was arrested for assault with a deadly weapon and battery and making terroristic threats.
Help him to get support. Cassie posted a photo of herself the other day. Here's the photo. And he commented, "Love you forever." Well, I thought that he was now with a 22-year-old. He's in South Africa filming Honey 3. And she allegedly has been avoiding Puffy. And, you know, my thing about when you date a mogul is that it's really difficult to avoid them, because if you use your head, you never know when they're going to pop up on the scene. Like, he's mogul. Like, he can hire a plane right now, zoom it to South Africa, land on the roof of the hotel where she's staying, okay, pay people off at the front desk, give me the key and let me up in her room. Like, I'm already paranoid as a person, but to know that somebody could actually swoop down on me in the middle of nothing would scare the bejesus out of me.
What you gotta say now? What you gotta say now? You ain't got shit to say. When you put your girl on the snap, baby, yo, babe. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby, it's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
Because P. Diddy be wanting the body. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. I did.
Puffy invited me for weeks, wanted me to be his acting coach. Go there and he's sitting around just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you.
Oh, my God.
Now I get it. So now no more communication.
Bro, the requirement is you gotta say no to Diddy. If it's new booty in the building, you know he's gonna get it.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.